What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Go. In today's episode, we are doing something we haven't done in a while, and we're diving into an APK Datamine. So, the latest APK Datamines have shown Dynamax assets discovered in the new updates. So, if we go ahead and check out one of my last videos, I theorized that Dynamax and Gigantamax might be coming because of some artwork that we got earlier in the year, and it looks like we've got some. Alright, so we got, stuff. Again, we're on the Go Hub right now, and this is, of course, a data mine. That means it's subject to change. We don't know when things are going to happen, but it's in the notes. And here, we're going to see Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing being referred to as bread, and they have done this before in the past, they being Niantic, making some of the codes be referenced as other things in the data mine to make it so it's a little harder to figure out what it actually is. Alright, let's go ahead and start breaking this down. So this is the thing that I showed in my video about, hey, there's a big old Dynamax War Turtle in the middle of the screen, and that's it. We go into the explanation of what Dynamax and Gigantamax is, which basically in Gen 8 Sword and Shield was the gimmick like Mega Evolution or the newest Terrestrialization, where basically Pokemon got supersized in battle. The Pokemon's HP would be doubled, and they'd be given max moves. This feature only lasted for 3 turns in battle, or until a Pokemon fainted. And Gigantamax were essentially kind of like Mega Evolution. Certain Pokemon had a different form with unique moves that had different effects. Here is an example of Gigantamax Kingler. Very different than regular looking Kingler. Pretty cool. New type of map POI bread station. So this is the first thing that we're looking at. We're seeing that there's probably going to be Dynamax dens, which is going to be really cool. We'll see how that works in Pokemon Go. Also, it looks like there's going to be stationing. So we're not sure exactly whether it's going to be taking over existing gyms, Pokestops, etc., or if it's going to be like new stops, new gyms. I know that in the past, like say in some other Niantic games, some things get translated over to Pokemon Go, some things do not. So we'll be able to go ahead and see now maybe some of these things that haven't been translated to Pokemon Go become Dynamax dens, which would be really cool. So in Dynamax dens, if it wasn't currently active, there would be a wishing piece that you could throw in. We have also seen in the data mines that there are maybe some Dynamax items, so that'd be cool. Or other things. We have seen our first assets in the game. So we have seen the Dynamax assets loaded into the game, which do look pretty cool. It's going to be very interesting to see kind of like what it looks like. It looks kind of like how gyms, when you go into the gym and there's the battlefield with the Pokemon in the middle, it looks like something maybe the same is going to be here. And then although most of these are, the early depictions, they're subject to change, but also the fact that we have them and that they're there is a good sign that they are pretty close to rolling out with this. Dynamax Raids and Dynamax levels, and also upgrading your Pokemon's Dynamax levels have all been data mined. It looks like there's going to be something like a collectible crystal that we can use to power up to the next Dynamax level. Sort of like Mega Evolutions, but it's going to be across all Pokemon. And that it appears that the crystals mentioned above is called Bread MP. So this would be Dynamax and then MP. Usually this is like in like role-playing games, MP is kind of like the magic points. So like you can only use so many points for like each spell. So this is probably going to be like for in Pokemon Go, the best illustration is like in Pokemon Home. When you transfer a Pokemon, it takes so much of that energy for Pokemon Home, and then it re-ups over the next couple days. So maybe something like that is going to be happening here. So yeah, bread MP amount and replenishing system. So that's going to be interesting. There's probably also saying that it probably won't just be like a press Dynamax button, but there's going to be some kind of like system involved with it. Of course, there are going to be Dynamax Raids, which is going to be cool, and probably the system in charge of how you're going to get your is probably going to be the system in place to how you get your Dynamax MP or your Dynamax shards or whatever they're going to do. So that's going to be really cool. It looks nice. It looks like it's there. So very cool. Dynamax battle tier groups. So these are those different levels. So we're still unsure a lot of like the actual like, okay, what is what for what. But we do see that there is a lot of code and that things look like they're pretty close. And then just a little fun fact that bread tier group is defined as group 1. So Bulbasaur was the first Pokemon to be assigned into a bread tier group. So we'll probably be seeing like Bulbasaur raids and then like maybe Ivysaur raids, Venusaur raids, and then maybe Gigantamax Venusaur raids and have different levels. And then kind of like how there's different raid levels, like raid tier 1, tier 3, and tier 5. So we'll see if Dynamax raids kind of follow the same thing, or if it's going to be like way back in the day where there was 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star raids. So this could kind of be along the same idea. Dynamax moves are in the game. They're being called bread moves or BM. So that's kind of cool. Where you're seeing there are up to 60. So that's all 18 types plus Gigantamax moves is what I'm assuming. Likely the max moves and then all the Gigantamax moves. There are also move sound effects, which usually is also a really good sign that this is like right around the corner. So yeah, they have Dynamax move sound effects for so many other different things. So that's going to be really cool. It looks like these are all the different ones for each individual type. So like Max Phantasm is the ghost type move. Max Whirlwind is like the dragon type move. So it looks like they're really stinking close, actually. So more Dynamax support in various places. So it looks like we're probably going to be getting like just regular Dynamax at some point, and then they'll do it like a slow roll of Gigantamax in the future. We're probably looking at like a Galar themed next season. They haven't announced the next season yet, but with all these different like the Dynamax actions are all coming so we'll see. Looks like there's various actions and mechanics added like dodge and range, shield minigame. So these might be kind of like a PvP battle where you can actually shield, which does make sense because one of the things that you can do when your Pokemon is Dynamaxed is that you can use a shield. Or like instead of like using Growl or Tail Whip, it becomes like max protection or something like that. It's been a while since I played Sword and Shield. But it basically becomes like a max shield. So that's kind of cool. And then there are things like attack boost and things like that, which I'm interested in. That's kind of cool. And then there are also camera movements associated with the different ones as well. Sorry, I can't do anything about some of these ads. There's also filters in place for like searching Pokemon that you've Dynamaxed in the past or Gigantamaxed in the past. Kind of like how when you type in the search bar Max, Mega, or Buddy 4 or things like that, you can kind of see which Pokemon have been buddies and their levels. So that's really cool. There is also a tutorial that seems to be in the game. So kind of ready to go ahead and like read and like roll out. And then new Dynamax error messages. So of course, lots of error messages because, yeah, you know, it's Pokemon Go. It's Niantic. But yeah, very cool. Their parting thoughts is that, you know, Dynamax is coming to Pokemon Go. It's just like, when is it going to be? This season? Is it going to be like this upcoming season, or is it going to be this next upcoming season after that? But it looks like everything is pretty much like around maybe. So yeah, we've seen in the past where basically like something is in an APK and then like it's really like it might be there, it might be like way over in the yonder, but with all the things that are here, it's really cool to go ahead and see Dynamax be so close and like something that's like right there. It's going to be something that's really exciting, something new. Pokemon fans of like Gen 8 and Sword and Shield might be brought into the game. Of course, if it's going to be like Dynamax, we're going to be getting Galar, which is new Pokemon, which we haven't had like a steady stream of new Pokemon in a while. So hopefully we get some new Pokemon, some shiny releases, new shiny Pokemon to hunt, and then new raid feature is always nice because it's something else to do in Pokemon Go, especially with like routes and other things kind of going south. I think this is really good. I hope it's coming. We'll see in the next couple days when they announce the next season, because this season is going to be coming up soon. But anyways, if you like this episode, go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. If you're enjoying the series, please subscribe. And as always, God bless, and see you for another episode of Pokemon Go.